Molecule Man is a fictional comic book character appearing in books published by Marvel Comics. He is often portrayed as a supervillain, but sometimes takes the role of a reformed outlaw or reluctant hero. Publication history: the character was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and first appeared in Fantastic Four Volume 1, number 20. Fictional character biography. 1960s. Owen Reese was a timid child from Brooklyn, New York who obsessively clung to his mother. He grew into a weak-willed adult, made bitter and lonely by his mother's death, and full of fear and hatred of what he regarded as a deeply unfriendly world. Reese became a lowly laboratory technician working at a nuclear plant owned by the Acme Atomics Corporation. He was disgruntled by his job's long hours and low pay. One day, Reese accidentally activated an experimental particle generator, which bombarded him with an unknown form of radiation. The radiation had a mutagenic effect on Reese, releasing his potential for psionic powers on a cosmic scale. Reese could now control all matter, even down to the molecular level, and all energy. The radiation also left markings resembling lightning bolts across Reese's face. Reese named himself the Molecule Man after his power to control molecules. The tremendous forces released by the accident also opened a wormhole between Earth's dimension and the dimension containing the immensely powerful entity later known as the Beyonder. During the following years, the Beyonder observed Earth and its multiverse through the interdimensional pinhole. The day after the accident, the president of Acme Atomics fired Reese for his carelessness, not even knowing his name after his 12 years of work there. Angered, Molecule Man covered the president and his desk with ice that he formed from molecules in the air. Reese became a criminal and set out to use his powers to take revenge on a world he believed had belittled and persecuted him. However, Reese's self-doubt, fear, and self-hatred subconsciously restricted his powers. He believed he was unable to affect organic molecules, and that his power resided in a metal wand. Chi the Watcher recognized the threat that Molecule Man posed and alerted the Fantastic Four. The Molecule Man easily defeated the Fantastic Four, forcing them to retreat. He created a glass barrier around Long Island, saying the people would be trapped until the Fantastic Four were brought to him. Mr. Fantastic, realizing Reese had only affected inorganic molecules, had Alicia Masters lure him to her apartment with the Fantastic Four flare. The Fantastic Four pretended to be statues by covering themselves with plaster. When Reese found himself unable to affect the statues, he dropped his wand in shock, allowing Mr. Fantastic to grab it. The Watcher transported Molecule Man to confinement in another dimensional world where time passed at an accelerated rate. 1970s. Believing himself unable to escape, Reese created a humanoid construct to serve as his companion and, through unknown means, endowed it with consciousness. Reese let the construct believe itself to be his son. Before dying, Reese transferred his consciousness and powers into the wand his son carried. Not bound by human limitations, the construct, known as the New Molecule Man, escaped to Earth. In an attempt to avenge his father, the New Molecule Man battled both the Man-Thing and the Thing of the Fantastic Four. Dependent on the metal wand to maintain his existence in this dimension, the New Molecule Man disintegrated when the wand was taken from him. However, the consciousness and powers of the original Molecule Man remained within the wand, and Molecule Man could overpower the minds of whoever touched the wand and take control of their bodies. He took mental possession of Cynthia McClellan, and through her, battled Iron Man. Molecule Man then took mental possession of Aaron Stanky and Mr. Fantastic. 1980s. The wand passed through the hands of a succession of holders until Reese's mind recreated his mutated body and transferred his consciousness and powers out of the wand and into the body. He threatened to destroy the world, but was persuaded by Tigra to give himself up and seek psychiatric help. Reese did so, and soon began to change. He now had simple goals: true love, friendship, and a good home. However, Reese found himself sent to Battleworld, the planet created by the Beyonder, as part of the small army of criminal superhuman beings that were to engage in the First Secret War. Impressed by the charismatic criminal leader Dr. Doom, Reese agreed to help fight the superheroes also brought to Battleworld. During the course of the war, Reese and a superhuman called Vulcaner fell in love. Dr. Doom eventually succeeded in temporarily stealing the power of the Beyonder and transferring it into himself. Believing himself abandoned by Dr. Doom, Reese threatened to kill him. But Dr. Doom helped Reese break through his mental blocks and realize that his power was greater than he had believed. No longer angry at Dr. Doom, Reese transported himself, Vulcaner, and most of the criminals back to Earth. On Earth, Reese and Vulcaner began living together quietly in a Denver suburb, and Reese took a new job as a worker in an atomic plant. Months later, the Beyonder, again in possession of his full power, came to Earth in humanoid form seeking emotional fulfillment. When he failed, the Beyonder decided to rid himself of the problem by obliterating the multiverse. Reese attempted to save the universe by destroying the Beyonder, but the Beyonder's immense power far surpassed even Reese's own. Reese joined forces with many of Earth's superhuman champions to battle him. But the Molecule Man exhausted himself fighting the Beyonder, who unleashed an immensely powerful blast of energy to destroy Reese and his allies. The blast ripped open Earth's crust in the area of the Rocky Mountains, and would have caused incredible planet-wide instability if not for Molecule Man's power. Molecule Man used his power to shield himself and his allies, and to remove every living thing from the path of the blast to safety. As a result of his monumental efforts, Reese severely injured himself internally. His foes appearing to have been defeated, the Beyonder proceeded with his new plan to find fulfillment by using a complex machine to transform himself into a mortal being with his full power. The machine drained the Beyonder's power into itself, transformed him into a mortal baby, and then began transferring the energy back into him. The infant would soon again become an adult. Molecule Man and his allies found the machine, and Reese, believing they could not take the chance that the newly reborn Beyonder would not someday destroy the multiverse, decided to kill him while he was vulnerable. Reese destroyed the machine, causing the infant's death, and diverted the Beyonder's immense power, which the machine released, through an interdimensional portal into the dimension from which the Beyonder had originally come. There the energy created a new universe. The injured Molecule Man and the Silver Surfer, uniting their power temporarily, repaired all the damage done to the Earth, restoring the mountains and the part of the crust that the Beyonder had destroyed. Reese, believing that Earth's superhuman champions would always worry about his misusing them, pretended his powers had been burned out. Only Vulcaner and Silver Surfer know that Reese still has his powers. Reese lived quietly for a time with Rosenberg in their Denver suburb. 1990s Reese was briefly merged with the Beyonder in order to take part in the creation of the complete cosmic cube being known as Cosmos. He managed to separate himself and return to Earth. He was then defeated in combat by Claw, and separated from Vulcaner. Molecule Man was later placed under the mental control of the Puppet Master. Reese was used by him to combat her and the Rogue Watcher, and was defeated by him. The by now generally benevolent Reese accidentally releases his darkest aspect, which takes separate form and attacks Cosmos in search of revenge upon the Beyonder, and it extracts and fights this part of the whole in a more than three-dimensional battle. After it defeats the Beyonder, Kipik and the original Molecule Man stop it from delivering the death blow, as this would also kill the peaceful Cosmos. Owen reabsorbs it, and as farewell, Kipik states that Owen's true self's full potential is far greater than that of his dark side. Doc Samson stumbles upon the Molecule Man while searching for the missing Bruce Banner. Owen mistakenly thinks that he is being stalked, and captures Samson to explain himself. After She-Hulk gets involved, they clear up the misunderstanding. He reveals that his relationship with Marsha has hit a road bump, leading to temporary separation that makes him depressed. Samson convinces Owen to display his affection more openly, whereupon the latter decides to repair areas destroyed by recent terrorist activity in Marsha's honor, including rebuilding Mount Rushmore with the addition of her own likeness, which his girlfriend apparently finds touching. 2000s Molecule Man was listed as one of the raft escapees after the events of New Avengers #1. He is one of the villains incarcerated in the raft when the Skrulls strike. a series of disappearances in the small town of Dinosaur, Colorado, causes Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers to visit the area. Sentry arrives first and is instantly disintegrated. Owen, isolated from everyone, has lost the ability to differentiate between hallucinations and reality, and secluded himself near the area he was born. After the other Avengers are defeated, Victoria Hand convinces Reese to restore everyone and everything he destroyed and to stop being a threat, in return for being left alone in the future. Sentry returns at this point, attacks Molecule Man, and pulls him into the air, but is destroyed again. Sentry immediately reforms, and takes advantage of Owen's distraction from an incoming missile to take control of his body. Apparently unaware that Owen had already promised to do so, Sentry tells the Molecule Man to restore everything or be killed. Owen does so, but Sentry still disintegrates his body in return. 2010s Reese's body was reformed and imprisoned by Dr. Doom, who intended to use him, whose energy frequency matched with the beacon of the Midwalkers, to oppose whatever was the origin of the incursions and the decay of the universe. The Molecule Man took Doom elsewhere, a blank void from where they subsequently traveled backwards through the mists of time. Doom and the Molecule Man arrived 25 years into the past of another universe, where they witnessed the origin of said reality's Molecule Man. The journey affected Molecule Man's mind, restoring it from its chaotic state, which enables Reese to inform Doom that his accident was caused by the Beyonders, who created the Molecule Man in the first place as a singularity across every reality, to have the function of a bomb, which would destroy its universe if he died. To prove his point, the Molecule Man killed his counterpart, which set off the early death of his counterpart's universe, and is the default origin of the incursions. The Molecule Man convinced Doom that in order to thwart the plans of the Beyonders, he had to embark on a mission to kill every one of the Molecule Men. Powers and abilities. Owen Reese has the ability to mentally manipulate molecules, allowing for a variety of effects, such as the creation of force fields, energy beams, and hyperspace portals. Originally, he subconsciously imposed mental blocks on himself which prevented him from affecting organic molecules, which has since been overcome. He was also dependent on using a steel rod, which he called a wand, to focus his powers, but subsequently learned how to direct his powers without it. When the Molecule Man extracted the Beyonder from Cosmos, their battle took place in more than 3 spatial dimensions, and threatened to cause a trans-multiversal scale of destruction. In other media, Molecule Man appears in his self-titled Fantastic Four episode, voiced by Henry Corden. Molecule Man appears in the Superhero Squad show, voiced by Fred Stoller. He was first mentioned in the episode Night in the Sanctorum. In the episode Villainy Reduce Syndrome, Molecule Man and Vulcaner come to the aid of Dr. Doom, MODOK and Abomination when MODOK accidentally summoned him instead of Mob Man. He used his abilities to turn the guard tower that Captain America and Ms. Marvel were on into butter, enabling Dr. Doom, MODOK, Abomination, Molecule Man and Vulcaner to escape. In the episode, When Strikes the Surfer, Vulcaner has Molecule Man make a mouth for Nebula while they are at a galactic diner. Nebula tells Molecule Man and Vulcaner that the Dark Surfer is causing havoc. Dr. Doom approaches the 3 villains stating that they should band together to trap Dark Surfer in the machine Dr. Doom once used to drain the Silver Surfer's powers. Molecule Man later joins Dr. Doom into attacking Dark Surfer. Dark Surfer ends up sending the villains on Dr. Doom's side through a portal. Molecule Man appears in the Avengers Assemble episode Molecule Kid. He once tried to leave with the town until he fought the Avengers and was disarmed of his wand by Hawkeye. Some years later, Nick Fury assigns Hawkeye and Black Widow to track down what they believe to be Molecule Man and confiscate his technology. Following a lead from SHIELD, Hawkeye and Black Widow discover that they're actually pursuing his son Aaron Reese, who is also being targeted by AIM. When he's in the possession of his father's wand. After ditching AIM, Aaron goes on the run with Hawkeye and Black Widow in pursuit. Aaron considers the Avengers and AIM the same as they want his father's wand. Things get worse when Super Adaptoid arrives and captures Aaron. While Captain America and Falcon fight Super Adaptoid, Black Widow and Hawkeye try to reason with Aaron until Iron Man arrives and the wand is accidentally broken, causing reality to be broken. When Super Adaptoid attacks, Aaron uses the wand's fragments to defeat Super Adaptoid and undo the damages with Iron Man's help. While Aaron undoes the damages, the others shut down Super Adaptoid. Aaron is then given to SHIELD to put in Fury's training program for teenage superheroes. References. External links: Molecule Man at Marvel.com.